Breaking news coming in, and this is related to the Rameshwaram Cafe Blast story. The suspect could have been spotted at Ballari bus stand. Well, cops have accessed a CCTV footage and now perhaps are suspecting that this could have been the main accused, the main bomber who has been on the run. The man is seen wearing a mask and he's also seen to be moving around. NIA team has already reached Ballari. They're going to be studying those tapes, those images that have come in. They have reached Ballari. Let me go straight across now to my colleague Arunima for more. Arunima, so far there hasn't been any breakthrough yet, but these crucial images, these CCTV images, could perhaps provide some very vital and important leads.
See, the most important challenge before the NIA was that the face of the bomber, the alleged bomber, could not be seen. He was wearing a baseball cap, he was wearing a mask, he was wearing sunglasses, but then they finally managed to cover one aspect of his travel. He had travelled between 11:30 to about 1:30 at various places around Bengaluru. One of the CCTV captured him without the mask. His face is clearly seen. He is using his hand in a way to cover his face in that photograph which NIA made public and announced a reward of 10 lakh rupees, asking for public to help NIA to identify this person. But then this morning another grab became public, where he's seen without any cap, without any mask, sitting inside a bus where his face is visible clearly. Now that became significant because that was a clear capture of the suspected bomber. A lot of inputs were received by the NIA, based on which they have now reached Ballari. One will have to wait and see whether this turns out to be a useful lead or a wild goose chase. But at this stage, NIA is not casting aside any input that they are getting. They've also spoken to the Shimoga module members. The probe on that angle is also on. Let's see if the investigators manage to capture the accused in this lead that they have received in Ballari, because that would help them unravel the entire conspiracy.
Absolutely. Stay on with me. Harish also joins us. Harish, the Karnataka Home Minister, Mr. G. Parameshwara, had very confidently stated that the suspects would be arrested soon. So far, no breakthrough have been made. But as I was mentioning to Arunima, these important visuals, these CCTV images could perhaps provide some very important clues and leads for the investigating agencies.
Absolutely. Now they have two things. One, they have the clear facial feature of this man. All we had so far was a side-on shot that was captured on the CCTV at Rameshwaram Cafe. Now his face is clear. Second, they have a lead on the route that he has taken to escape. He's gone towards Tumkuru and then to Ballari. He's been spotted in Ballari. There is one clip where the police believe that one man walking around suspiciously is the suspect of this particular case, bomb blast case. So they know that he's reached up till Ballari. From there on, how has he gone forward? That is also something that they are looking at. They'll now look at the KSRTC bus stand in Ballari. They'll also look at the private bus stand, the railway station, and then follow his trail from there on. So these are vital leads for the police. Remember, in the first day or so, first couple of days, they had absolutely no lead in terms of where he had gone. All they knew was that this man was captured on the CCTV and used the local bus, but they did not have an idea on whether he was still in Bangalore. From Bangalore, did he head to Tamil Nadu, which is close by the border, or did he head towards North Karnataka? Now they have a lead that he's gone up till Ballari. From there, has he gone on to Andhra Pradesh, Telangana? That's something that they will be perhaps probing now, even as we speak. Right. So some vital leads for the CCB police who are tracking this case now.
Arunima, the fact that the suspect is still at large also goes on to show the complexity of this case. Yesterday, the NIA had announced a cash reward of 10 lakh rupees for any information. How exactly will the NIA sleuths go around to investigate this matter? I believe they've already reached Ballari, but what are you hearing from your sources?
See, 2-3 things. A, like we have been reporting, the golden hour where a suspect is usually caught within the 24 or 48-hour window after an explosion. If the person is captured on CCTV, that's how much time is taken by the local police and by the central investigating team to capture an accused. But in this case, it's almost a week now. Tomorrow, I think the Rameshwaram Cafe will complete, the blast incident will complete a full week. So it's been almost a week, and yet the accused is still on the run, even though there are multiple CCTV grabs of him. him. Multiple people have seen him on camera. His clear footage has been splashed across social media, across television channels, across regional and national newspapers. So that makes NIA think that perhaps now with his face clearly visible, there will be some lead about his identity. But 2-3 things that sleuths are pointing out. A, it is very clear that a proper recce was done before this bomb was placed at the Rameshwaram Cafe. So the CCTV footage a few days before the actual blast is also being seen. Second, that this man knew the area very well. He took a public bus. He was aware that there were CCTV cameras, so all efforts were initially taken to ensure that his face was covered. And now if this Ballari Tumkur lead turns out to be the correct lead, then it shows that he had proper information about where the safe houses could be. After this blast, where could he go? Where could he get shelter? Even that planning was clearly done. So who are the people helping him? Is the Shimoga ISIS module still alive? Are there sleeper cell members? With the arrest of the bomber, all these answers will become clear.
And speaking of those sleeper cells, I'm glad you pointed that out, because Harish, that leads me to my next question. What about that threat email which gave a threat of more explosions at VVIP areas in crowded marketplaces? What is the state government doing about that? How seriously are they taking this, given the fact that the Rameshwaram Cafe Blast case accused is still at large?
Well, as far as the mail is concerned, the cybercrime police are looking at it, but what we are picking up from the police sources is that after going through the mail and trying to track it, they seem to have reached a conclusion that it's not perhaps by the same person. Perhaps he might not have links with the Rameshwaram blast case, and also the language used. He's asked for money, he's asked for $2 million. So they're saying that is something usually not seen with a terror suspect or a terror group. So although they are probing it, they are saying the likelihood of it having any sort of a link to the Rameshwaram blast is something that they're not taking very seriously. But there are other angles that we are talking about. As Arunima pointed, the Shimoga module, remember, 2 people from that ISIS module that emerged out of Shimoga are still at large. One who's a handler, who's known as a colonel, he's still absconding. There's another person who's absconding. So that is something that the CCB police are keenly following to see if there are other people who were part of the module that the CCB didn't know, who've been used for this blast. At the same time, the RT Nagar module from Bangalore, which was busted, where people were radicalized at the central prison, that is something that I've been closely tracking. So these are 2-3 modules currently under the radar of the state police here to see if anybody from these modules were either a part of this or at least helped the suspect in this particular case.
Arunima, I just wanted to understand from you, is the NIA working independently, or are they collaborating and helping the state police as well?
So this is a joint effort. You know, on paper the case is now with NIA, but they are of course taking the aid of the state police, central intelligence agencies, other central agencies are all in this together, because this is after all a matter of national security. It is beyond border. The suspect could well be not in Karnataka anymore, and that's why an agency like that of NIA's character is important, because they have the jurisdiction to probe a matter across the country and if required from outside the country as well. So in this case they're all collaborating. Every state police in the neighborhood also. For example, the Coimbatore blast that happened, the suicide bomber, alleged suicide bomber there, are there any traces of the same module? If you recall the Sri Lanka Easter bombing blast, there were linkages found with this very module with the Easter bombers as well. So this is a cross-border, cross-state, cross-agency probe that is going on, where NIA is taking the lead.
Arunima, will they be questioning the jail suspects of the Shimoga case to try and find some leads into this case?
See, the information that I have is that has already happened. The first thing that was done was, after the CCTV grab showed the suspect, was to reach out to the jailed youngsters. They are all youngsters in the age group of 24 to 26. 2 of them BTechs, engineering graduates, 1 a BCom graduate, all educated. So, what is it that led to the radicalization? Who are the people possibly, like Harish is pointing out? One handler, believed to be outside of the country, goes by the pseudonym Colonel, and 2 others, they're still on the radar. They've been named in the NIA investigation, but they're still at large. So are they trying to raise further modules here in Karnataka? That was a question put to the jail suspect, we are told.